And welcome to my Xbox and Me episode 451. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Too Fresh Crash. How you doing, Crash?
I'm doing good. I wasn't expecting it that time. I thought you were going to go to Matt.
Oh, I want to be honest with you, Crash.
Yeah.
I've put Matt in your color and I've put you in his. So you're yellow today and Matt's red. I do apologize for that.
Don't like it.
I just want you to know. In my recording, it's wrong. In Despawns, it'll be correct.
Well,
So
yeah.
I feel like that's very... Oh, is it wrong for you as well?
No, it's fine. It's right.
I just want to say, like, this is my last episode of the podcast. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it. It's like truly been a really, really fun time. I'm sure the boys will carry on and do fantastic work without me, but I can't stand being the color yellow. So I think that's where the line has officially been crossed.
I respect it personally. I respect it. Also joining us, Mr. Paul Despawn. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm in my right color, so I'm happy.
You are. What? No, you're not.
Wait, am I red?
No, you're blue. Wait, what color are you meant to be?
Green.
Yeah, you're blue. I'm green. Matt's red. Chris is yellow.
Oh, you're
I've
fully messed up.
I'm really sorry.
Everything
Sorry,
up.
Fully
I'm
messed
sorry.
up.
I'm
What an
sorry.
intro to the pod.
Well, you know what?
It's
The audio-
90% listeners and not viewers.
Do you know what's even better about this? This is for only Patreon supporters / YouTube members as well. Everything will be perfect in Despawns. I could have just ignored it, but I didn't. It's fine. And of course, the one and only Mr. Matt P video. Hello, Matt. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm kind of actually getting towards that like deliriously tired point because I stay up until 2 a.m. playing Baldur's Gate. So I'm cresting right now. I'm having a
Wait,
great time.
what? Why?
Because you didn't play Baldur's Gate with me and I was itching.
he got a fever that only Carl
You reminded him of that resumption.
Wait a minute. Stop. Wait. This guy acts like he's got no time ever. He stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning playing Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it was ill-advised and I shouldn't have done it.
No, I disagree. I think it was a perfect time. Perfect
use
use
of
of
your
time.
And I didn't really stay up until 2 a.m. It was 1 a.m. I exaggerated. I feel bad. I'm still tired. Sleepy boy.
I'm sorry.
Baldur's Gate boy.
Well, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast right here on youtube.com/My Xbox and Me and all podcast services. Remember, support the show with your hard-earned money over on patreon.com/MCFixer to get all your goodies. You have the My Xbox and Me fan tier right there where you can get a bunch of goodies. We are working on a date for our live stream. Our 12-hour live stream will be happening soon. There is a potential date being put in the diary. We got to tell Crash about it.
I was about to say, I heard nothing about
Wait, what?
potential date.
There's a lot coming. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who come over from Podcast Unlocked. This last week, we got a lot of new subscribers over on the YouTube channel, so we do thank you for that. And last but not least, make sure you go drop us a follow over on Twitch. We try and go live about 3 times a week. We'll be 4 now because I'm happy to announce that we did do our session 0.5
Yeah.
for Baldur's Gate. So it's looking like every Monday now, moving forward, every single Monday, we will be playing Baldur's Gate, boys. Who's excited?
I'm so excited. We should also say that session 1 is planned for this weekend. So
Yes.
session 1 will be probably a bit longer than the normal sessions, and will take place on Saturday midday GMT is what we're saying, I think.
12, right? We're saying 12 for GMT?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be playing our first session then. We'll try and go a little bit longer and get into some Baldur's Gate. I'm so excited.
Can't wait.
Baldur's Gate. Let's say a big shout out to our Patreon producer, Mr. Aaron God. Thank you very much, Aaron God, for supporting the show financially and keeping us on the airwaves and the interwebs. We do appreciate you. Topic of the show this week, boys. Sad news in a way, I think. As someone who's how do I say this? I'm not like the
Hater.
biggest Halo guy. Not
Yeah.
A hater. That's an accurate way to put it. You can show me whatever you want.
photo of Master Chief on your shelf, Crash?
Who gave you that photo?
Drawn by the one and only Nerf Alice. Shout out to her.
Okay,
Nerf
so
Alice.
do you have that because Nerf Alice drew it, or do you have that because it's Master Chief?
Because Nerf Alice drew it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's good to
Refer
know.
back to the hater comment then.
Honestly, I can't wait to get these ones up though. Look at this one.
Oh,
Look at that
they
one.
are cool. Yeah.
Look
That
at
one's
that.
good.
So if you're not watching the video, this is a Final Fantasy drawing by Nerf Alice. All these by Nerf Alice are going to be up in my office. Got this Cyberpunk one.
Oh, so
That
good.
one's
she's
not
got
bad
mad
enough.
skills,
As much
huh?
as
I wish
as
I
much
was
as I like it. And
wish I
then
was talented.
also this Halo Infinite one.
Yeah, sick.
Crazy. I've been waiting for this day to have an office that I can finally put her art up, and I promised her I would, and I stick to my
It's
promises.
still not up.
Halo's right there. Halo's right there. I don't get frames for it. I don't get
You got
frames for
done.
it.
You got done on that
That's
one.
not fair. I bought a frame, but it doesn't fit.
Topic of the show.
Topic of the show this week. There are dozens of Halo pitches that were shot down by Microsoft by 343. A former dev was speaking on Twitter. Kevin
Schmidt.
Kevin Schmidt on Twitter. I did actually I saw this before I even got reported. I saw the people talking about this one on Twitter straight away. The long end and short end of the story, I guess, is there's a lot of ideas that were put out there into the world. And Kevin decided to speak about it, which you don't usually see happen, if we're being honest, about previous devs. But the reason why this all kind of has blown up is obviously because of a little game called Helldivers 2. And the big one that was going around a pitch was that there was going to be, or there was pitched, an ODST themed game in the same style as Helldivers 2. And
so
obviously, it's a shame, right? It's a shame. I think, especially after the fact we got Halo Spartans. Anyone remember Halo Spartans on the Windows?
The Spartan Assault. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that? Like, I don't know, Chris, you're probably the biggest Halo fan on the podcast. I think that's fair to
Isn't
say.
it, Matt?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think that kind
Well,
of
no, it's not
tells you all you need to know about recent
it's
Halo,
not you?
though, right? Like,
Yeah, I would have said it was Crash, but maybe I'm wrong.
I guess from us, sure. Like, I like
what I'm
Halo
talking about,
fine.
yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm a big fan. I thought Matt was more into Halo than I assumed.
So by the sound of it, I'm the biggest Halo fan.
yeah,
It does
exactly.
seem that way.
I
Yeah.
think Fix is the biggest
I think
Halo fan. Yeah,
I think Fix is definitely the biggest Halo
Fix
fan.
is
Yeah,
always talking about like Halo with the boys, and we're all just like, nah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
we're not feeling it.
I hate you guys so much. Look, all I'm saying is during our 12-hour stream, there will be a goal to hit Halo with the boys. If you really want to see it, help us hit the goal. Simple as. But how do you feel about hearing this news? We'll start with you, Crash. About hearing these projects that have been shot down that Microsoft didn't pull the trigger on.
It's disappointing because I feel like Halo's such a strong franchise and it had an opportunity to sort of become more widespread. When you look at like Mario and why Mario is as big as it is, it's not just because of the platformers. Yeah, the platformers did a lot, but then they went into Mario Kart, they went into Mario RPG, they went into the soccer game, they went and brought Mario Party, all these different games.
Okay.
So seeing the possibility like that could have been something that happened with Halo. We've talked about it before, like the same thing with Gears of War. We don't know if this happened with Gears of War. I'm not saying that's the case, but like seeing these strong franchises, because you have to remember, Halo is a very, very strong franchise. Having the opportunity to go out and expand that. Go ahead, Fix.
Was a strong franchise.
It's still a strong franchise.
I'd still argue it is a strong franchise.
Okay.
If you put out a TV show and you have enough pull to get people onto a platform, subscribing to that platform to watch said TV show, do you not say you have a strong franchise?
You just destroyed my entire argument. I agree with you. You're 100% right. Yes. If you can put something out on a platform like Paramount Plus and people will subscribe for that, then cancel a subscription, yes, it's still a strong franchise. You're 100% right.
Yeah. So it just it had an opportunity to. It still has an opportunity. We'll see where 343 goes with the future of Halo, but
it hasn't been bright, has it, Matt? For 343 so far in Halo.
No, there's been a distinct lack of good news, I feel like, over the last several years, I guess, right? Like Like when Infinite came out, people were stoked, right? Like the campaign did something new. They tried something new and it worked. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, try new stuff. I think even we've talked about this before, but like, I think Game Pass affords you an opportunity. Put out a third-person ODST 3-hour-long Halo game. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see how it does. I do think if you'd come out and gone, the next mainline Halo franchise, Halo, game, 20-hour campaign, whatever, is this, and it's a third-person ODST thing. I think the knee-jerk reaction you're going to get from fans probably is quite volatile. Not dissimilar maybe to the reaction of Prince of Persia, right? And people going, this ain't my Prince of Persia. This is what I want from Prince of Persia. Fuck those people. But also, like, they were wrong, ultimately. That new Prince of Persia game was awesome because it tried something new.
Were they wrong, though? Because, to play devil's advocate, not for the quality of the game, but the sales speak for themselves.
Sure. But what you've got to remember is Xbox are reframing that conversation to go, we don't necessarily care about the sales as much as we care about the subscribers on Game Pass, the concurrent players on Game Pass, the conversation around the game, I think, right? If you brought out, like, if you just totally did a Pal World, right? Totally rip off Helldivers 2. It's Halo ODST 2. Call it Halo ODST 2. Go balls to the wall on it. Mm-hmm. Just make it Helldivers, but Halo. And make it like a 3-hour thing and go, we can keep adding to it if you guys like it and you guys play enough of it in Game Pass. But right now we're just trying something new. And then we get Halo Party in 2 years' time, and it's
okay.
A board
now
game.
Now you're getting me excited. Now I'm
Halo
in.
Kart.
Now I'm in.
I think it's interesting, right? Like I think Game Pass affords you these opportunities maybe more so than the last 12 years where they pitched 30 games and a lot of them got turned down. I don't think that is necessarily unheard of in the video game industry. I wonder how many Last of Us pitches have been heard and shot down. I bet it's a lot. Mm-hmm. Factions included in that, I guess. Sometimes these games go pretty far before they get shot down. So I don't think that's like crazy to hear. I don't think that surprises me all that much. Some of those were probably battle royales, which is interesting. But yeah, go for it. Like, lean into what you've got in Game Pass. Make us little 2-3 hour experiments in the Halo universe. Give it to Moon Studios or whoever wants to do a Halo thing. Why not? Let's see what these teams have got.
D-Small?
Agreed completely. Like, I think we've seen like prime examples of games doing well when it's like a tiny part of a studio just goes off and makes something that they're like passionate about, and then you get games like Grounded, which like 9 times out of 10 people love that. Hi-Fi Rush as well, tiny part of the studio, ended up making one of Xbox's arguably best rated games of the year, and it's like just give studios where you've got these IPs that you've got control of. If you've got a passionate small like section of a studio that wants to do something with it, let them do it. Let them do a proof of concept. Don't just shoot them down. If someone can say like, all right, give us like 6 months, enough spare time, we'll give you a proof of concept that you can decide to yay or nay it.
To be fair, there's no saying that they didn't do that.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
In the information that we've had, there's no saying that there wasn't proof of concepts put forward. I think my biggest thing is it is disappointing from Microsoft's point of view, because I don't think they've done enough with the Halo franchise over the last decade, if I'm being honest. Like, the games that have come out have been a mixed bag, to say the least. And to me, it just seems like smart business to allow people to make things that they're passionate about is the biggest thing. Like if you want to, that's been something that we've seen from Xbox in terms of, I see you put in phases, Matt, but in terms of the fact of to retain staff as well. We've seen a lot of turnover. Like we've spoke about on the podcast a lot, where this producer's left, that producer's left, this person's left, that person's left. And that happens when people feel like they're no longer being listened to at the company they're working for. They're either overworked, underpaid, and they lose the passion for the thing that they were in it for, especially when you work in the entertainment space, right? Like, I can only imagine what it must be like to work at a Microsoft, right? And you go in every day and it's like, man, this franchise that I came here to work on, Halo, like Master Chief, like this world, all of this. I've really got this cool idea on the pitch. Oh, but the last 20 got shot down. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for the 21st, then, are they? So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a shame.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Like, it can definitely turn a workforce jaded. I suppose the counter argument to that would be, well, if we let you put out a shit game and you get shit on online because you put out Suicide Squad or, you know,
Bleeding
whatever
Edge.
it is, sure, exactly. Is that gonna boot you out of the, like, are you gonna leave the industry for good off the back of that? Like, you know, it's such a balancing act that is impossible to balance when you're running a company like Microsoft or Xbox. So
it's also like one of the things of good management is also knowing when to pull back and be like, hey, we're not going to do that because investing the resources doesn't make sense. But this sounds like it might have been a little bit more like, all we're doing is making the mainline Halo games. That's all we're going to do. That's the only place we see possible expansion or whatever. And I think that might have been a little bit more to one side than the opposite than it should.
When we think of Xbox franchises, you think about Halo, Gears, right? And the spin-off games that we've got from that, from both of those two big franchises, Gears Pop, Gears Tactics, Halo Wars 2.
Yep.
Okay. ODSTs, obviously, I don't count that in the same genre in which I'm speaking of in what I'm talking about right now. Like, it is surprising when you really think about it that you don't see a lot of risk being taken with Microsoft's IP, like you do Nintendo's. I think you hit the nail on the head with Mario, right? Which is, yeah, if you can get people to love the Halo world, which isn't just, and this is why I always go back to the fact that we don't have a Xbox kart racer, to me is just stupid. I know it may not be as loved as like a Mario Kart, obviously, and maybe I'm just severely underestimating how hard it is to make a good kart racer, and I probably am because I'm not a game dev. But I've pitched the avatar system for the longest time, right? Mario Party avatars. But imagine now you must look at Fortnite and go, oh, look at what they're doing, and we own a lot of these big brands now. Like, why would we
100%.
not do this ourselves?
100%.
Do you think because of Fortnite, it's more difficult to do that now? If you put out this creation with like all these combinations and people are like, I have Fortnite, why would I play this game for these characters to interact when I could just boot up Fortnite and play it in a more not more polished necessarily, but a more guaranteed sense of fun for them or something like that?
Oh, Matt.
Potentially, I think like Fortnite is weird witchcraft, right? We always talk about, like, it is mad that you can jump into a game and play as Tom Holland, Lara Croft, Master Chief, and Leon Kennedy all in a squad and run around together. That seems fucking bananas, right? And Nintendo very much are siloed in their own world with that, right? Your only options for that are Nintendo properties. Mario Kart and Smash Brothers is probably an even better example as like a widespread Nintendo thing. But I think they should absolutely do that. We had an argument on Extra 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. Is Master Chief a top 5 mascot? Well, fuck me. If you had Master Chief in a kart racer and a Super Smash Bros. Style game, and all these things are in Game Pass, and you constantly updated them with new things that came to Game Pass. Like, imagine if you had, from day one of Game Pass, a Smash Bros. Style fighter, and then Lies of P comes to Game Pass, and Microsoft go, hey, we're going to put Pinocchio in this game. It's promotion for you. It's great, right? You're part of the Game Pass family, and this is how we show some of that love. Then you'd have this like constantly updated world that exists, this metaverse, for lack of a better word.
Do you know what? I think I totally agree with you. And I also think I'd actually be okay with it not being the quality of Smash. I'd understand it not being that level. But if it did continue to live on, and I guess that's where it comes down to though, right? Like, what's the return on investment on that? In terms of like live service games are the most expensive games to run, and when you
and also potentially the most profitable.
That's the thing that that's the thing. You're 100% right.
So Riot does this really interesting with their card games, their card game Legend of Runeterra. That game isn't profitable for them at all.
Yeah,
that game is the return on investment not good for that game. The reason they do that game is to satisfy certain people and keep them interested in their games. And so I think even if you put out a game be it a kart racer or a Mario Party style game or whatever it is, there is an argument to have of like, hey, that's going to be a loss for us, but that's fine. The issue I think you come with that conversation with Xbox, and the same thing would be said for PlayStation, is they technically already do that with their consoles. They don't make a profit off their consoles. So it's hard to have a sort of a revenue loss like that as far as like what they're putting out, because they always have one consistently pretty much for themselves.
Yeah, the last thing they want to do is add another negative revenue stream into their workflows. But for me, I guess the flip side of that is with games like Halo, where there's like one every generation at this point, or like Gears, there hasn't been one this entire generation yet. It's like, give us these smaller experiences that keep that brand recognition alive.
Yeah,
because it's like, it's all really good. Like when the next Halo drops, it's going to be, you know, it's the next Halo. Like there's going to be a market for that. But the casual fan who sees Halo like once every 6 years or so, like if you could give them like 2 or 3 smaller experiences throughout that time that keeps that brand in their minds. Like say, we talked about how like Master Chief isn't a top 5 mascot. You keep putting Master Chief in cool, interesting concepts. That's how they become a top 5 mascot.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, well, I was going to say, you're exactly right, Despawn. And if you, like, you've got the Killer Instinct team doing something, right? If all of a sudden Killer Instinct...
no, they're not third party.
No, they don't.
They're not first party. They're not owned by Microsoft.
Are they not?
No.
It's Iron Galaxy.
That's Iron Galaxy.
It was
Go
double
buy Iron
clicks than Iron Galaxy.
They're not going to cost much, are they? Go
Probably
buy
not.
Iron Galaxy. And instead of making Killer Instinct 2...
No, shut up, Matt. Stop talking.
Stop it now.
You said too much. You were good to buy them. After
You ruined
that,
it. You ruined it.
But you're right? Like, so, like, the next, you know, Call of Duty that comes out, great. We've just put Captain Price in this game, and we're going to release a trailer with him racing Master Chief in a kart race or fighting game or whatever, right?
Well,
and you just keep that conversation going.
One of the most hyped things about Killer Instinct was when they added the Arbiter and General Ram to the game. So I do think even if they do Killer Instinct and have that being an ongoing game throughout the years, having those crossover characters line up with those launches and it be put into a good fighting game, because for fighting games, the biggest boon of those games and sort of even for those franchises at the time are those crossovers. If you're looking at Injustice, it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover that got big, right? If you're looking at Mortal Kombat more recently, you had Omni-Man go into the game. That was really big. You have those moments in those pockets where those franchises and the game that they're going to sort of pop off at the same time. And Microsoft has the ability to do that. And they have franchises that enough people care about.
They
but
finally have franchises that people care about.
Finally. I would argue they've...
no, and
Halo and Gears of War...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. More mainstream with the Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, I think Halo could have still been very relevant even to the younger generation if Microsoft took the avenue of making these smaller experiences that didn't wait for these mainline titles. Because Halo's grown up in a sense that younger people don't really care about Halo. There is an age limit where like people are gonna be like, I don't know who that is. I don't know. That's got nothing to do with me, because they haven't had a relevant game release in their lifetime. The most recent one would have been Halo Infinite, and they're probably like, what is that? I don't care about that, right? Their closest relationship to Master Chief is probably the Fortnite release, if we're going to be honest.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was going to say, like with Senua coming up, do you think there's a world in which we see Senua going to Fortnite now, between now and release of 2? Me neither. But why not?
Because I don't think she has that brand recognition for Fortnite.
But
that's more a
Fortnite will
thing.
take her, won't they? Do you think Fortnite are like, nah, no thanks?
No. Fortnite might be like, hey, we might take her, but we're not going to do any promo on her. She's not going to be any part of our big releases. You know, the side characters they have of their own characters, they're like, maybe they could take one of those slots, but we're not going to put any recognition on her.
She'll be an option to buy in the store, and that's it.
Senua does not have that sort of pull.
Yeah, like granted, she shows up at every single conference and convention,
Aloy in it, right?
That's PlayStation. Come on, let's be serious.
I understand. Aloy is bigger than Senua. I agree, but
by a mile.
But shouldn't be. This is Xbox's chance, especially with Senua 2, to go fucking A. We have a new mascot, and it's fucking Senua.
Xbox has yet to put out a game with Senua.
Yes,
Xbox has yet to do that.
Yeah.
I understand, but this is your opportunity.
To
You've got
put it
nothing
into
else on the horizon, and you've got what? Like we said, you've got Chief, and that's it. And all right, now you've got Crash. He's owned by you. And Captain
Spyro.
Price.
Spyro.
Yeah, but Spyro's less relevant than Crash,
Yeah, I agree.
and Spyro can't hold a gun.
And I don't know
So
how
he can't
relevant
end up in
Crash
Fortnite.
is.
Spyro's a walking flamethrower. Come on.
Crash can't hold a gun either.
Of course he can.
I mean,
No,
he could, but I've
no.
never seen him do it.
It's never gonna happen.
No. That would be a crossover I'd like to see. The Crash skin in COD.
I will pizza bet you right now
Crash has held grenade like rocket launchers and stuff like that.
that shoot
Yeah, one
apples.
launchers.
I will pizza bet you right now that Crash Bandicoot will never, and I'll put give me 2 years on this bet that he will never be in Fortnite. Ever.
I have a question. So hear me out, right? What if they put out a character skin where they're wearing a Crash Bandicoot outfit?
The mascot, Crash Bandicoot mascot.
Crash Bandicoot
We're
mascot?
quite literally
No.
making a Crash Bandicoot mascot.
No. I'm just letting you know. Like, there's no way. It's just that's one of those brands that you just don't want to mess up.
Yeah. That's a family friendly
I
brand.
mess up at this
Go
point.
give it a gun.
I don't think
Is there
people
much
give
to
a
mess up
fuck.
at this point? People don't give a fuck about Crash
About
nowadays.
Crash?
I
I think you're wrong. I think you're entirely. I think you're so wrong.
Nintendo will never do it, but I don't
He-
think it would hurt Mario to put Mario in Fortnite.
I think it's
Nintendo gains
risky.
nothing out of it.
Yeah.
I said Nintendo will never do it, but I don't think it will hurt the brand of Mario to put Mario in Fortnite. I don't think it hurts the brand of Crash to put
I don't
Crash in
think it does.
Fortnite.
See, I
either.
disagree with you. But I think it's a conversation for another day. I
think-
do disagree with you. I do
It depends.
disagree.
It depends the conversation you're having. Is it a negative for parents or is it negative for the franchise itself? Because I don't think the franchise itself is going to be affected. Parents might look at that and be like, "Why is that character in the shooting game?" But like Mario's so ingrained that it doesn't affect Mario 100%. Like I don't think that adjusts anything.
I don't want to
Crash
see
is
Mario
already
flossing.
partially irrelevant, so maybe.
Guess we'll have that conversation somewhere else at another time. Moving on. Let's get into the topic of the show. Let's get into this week's dashboard. We have got Phil Spencer DMing people about things that he probably shouldn't DM them. I'm confused by this one. I love it. There's a part of me that loves this. There's a part of me that thinks this is very stupid, in a way. Like personally, so for people who missed this, an Xbox player decided to DM Phil Spencer on Xbox and ask, "Hey Phil, any word or update on being able to play my owned games on xCloud?" He responds with, "Should be this year." The not Phil responds with, "Thanks, man. Have a great night." And he puts "you too." The pure fact that he put "you" and then the number 2 annoys me. Come on, you're the head of a
But
company. How
I
dare
think makes this so much more authentic.
Oh, 100%.
Because that feels so boomer.
Yeah.
to go you too.
Yeah.
Like I looked at this and went, that is the easiest thing to forge in the world. And then saw you too, and actually if that is a forge, that's the genius bit of this.
Yeah.
If this is
true.
fake, that's the interesting bit. But it probably isn't fake. Like we hear stories of Phil Spencer like rocking around in Fallout 76 all the time and just being a gamer. And so him responding to DMs is weird to me. But I guess believe
I'm just going to DM him.
But
I'm
also
going to DM him now.
Stop it. We should.
Do you want to be on the podcast, Phil?
Yeah.
Send him a DM.
That would
Wanna
be
be
a
the
good
podcast?
little competition for the year as to who can get a response from Phil on Xbox.
No chance. No chance. What do you make of this in terms of again? We talk about Xbox's messaging and their marketing and their everything. What do you make of news of this stature? Because being able to play your owned games on xCloud is a big piece of news. How do you think Xbox are doing very well with marketing this?
So, I mean, I do want to just point out that, like, a couple of weeks back, we're asking, I think we got a question in, like, how can we improve, like, xCloud and Game Pass? And I said specifically this, give me the opportunity to play my own games. I am super hyped for this if this comes.
Here's what I will say. You're incredibly hyped. It says play your own games, right? Does it say which games? Does it say all games? Does it say if you buy a Ubisoft game, you can then stream it on xCloud or at Activision?
I mean,
because that would still go through Ubisoft.
Activision won't go
EA
through
games. Yeah, because Ubi has the rights for streaming content.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar. Yeah, you're right.
Ooh, that is an
the rest of
interesting
Forgot about
wrinkle
that.
I
You're
forgot
right.
about.
So Diablo, like when Diablo comes out, like that'll have to be dealt with Ubisoft for streaming on
Just in the UK, or is that
that's worldwide?
That was worldwide.
Yeah, stuff like that usually applies
Interesting.
worldwide. It can't like the
But then
application.
It
how
was
does
UK.
It is a UK decision, but stuff like that generally, whenever decisions like those are made, it generally is applicable
I thought
like, worldwide.
I'd have to do more research.
We'll
But
fact check that one.
We'll
But,
see eventually when like
yeah.
the first whatever game from Activision comes through, but it usually I don't know, whatever, we'll see. But yeah, it's we'll see what games end up actually being able to stream that you owned, because I could see 100% all Xbox games that you own could be streamed through xCloud without Game Pass or stuff like that, but who knows.
Something I'm currently looking into, as we briefly chatted about, is GeForce Now. As far as I'm aware, GeForce Now allows you to stream any game that you own via Steam. So what would be different in this circumstance that would not allow you to do that?
Well,
a good point.
GeForce Now is slightly different, as I think it basically it's a glorified virtual desktop that you just log
Yes.
into your current accounts with,
Correct.
rather than it being a proprietary streaming service.
let's also think about the main conversation that we just had, right? Ubisoft. Ubisoft are not on Steam anymore. They took all their games off of Steam. So I think you'll see more and more companies. I'm not saying they'll take games off Steam, so I think that's suicide. But I think you'll see more and more companies want to put restrictions on certain things, especially if they have a competitor in the streaming space, which I think Ubi are the only company that does, right, with Luna.
Amazon Luna.
No.
Not
Yeah.
Luna. Not Luna. Crap, they've got something that they're partnered with. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what it's called either, but I thought that
also,
maybe they're partnered with Luna. I can't remember. Yeah.
GeForce Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's certain games you can't stream.
So I know at the beginning there was a lot of pullback of like, because I think GeForce Now just went, if you own it on Steam, you can play it, and then companies like, wait, no.
See, that's what I'm saying. Well, I couldn't.
Okay.
I tried, and I couldn't do Dead by Daylight. I
Interesting.
tried to play that on my TV the other day, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
It's
so I
something
think
I'm
it's
looking
an
into
agreement.
and have not yet started looking at. I know for sure I can do Baldur's Gate and Sims and stuff like that, right? So I was like, oh, okay. You know, I kind of off the back of that assumed I could do my entire Steam library. Maybe that's not true. But yeah, interesting. You know, we talk about Xbox having bad messaging. We've been saying it a lot lately. This is the absolute pinnacle of, hey, Phil, shut up. Why are you DMing people?
Yeah.
This could have been like, honestly, if they'd have come out with this as like an official thing, so right, this is officially going to be happening going forwards, proper, like packaged it properly, this would be just a net win. The fact that it's leaked from someone's DMs and it's been verified, so it's true. Like, yeah, this could have been a marketing win for Xbox.
You know what the thing is? The one thing I will say is like, and I've been very negative around Xbox lately. If this would have happened 3 years ago, we would have all been sat here applauding this, saying, "Oh my god, it's so cool to see the CEO of of Xbox talk to players like this."
Yeah, I'm cool with this. I have no issues with Phil doing this. I think this is part of the reason people like Phil is because Phil seems very down to earth compared to or reachable, I guess is the better way to put it.
Yeah.
He seems much more reachable than a lot of the other heads of gaming at various places. I just think the timing is not great with the messaging, right? Of Xbox not clarifying stuff on their own, of stuff sitting out in the wild for a while. And I don't know if I don't think Xbox has made a comment on this, and I don't see why they would. But with the timing, you'd expect them to say something about it, or want them to say something about it to a degree.
Yeah, I hear you. Next up, Star Wars Mandalorian video game reportedly in the works at Respawn Games. Star Wars.
I don't know. Star Wars fatigue much? Just like everything else? Yeah, sure. Why not? It'll be interesting to see what this looks like. Obviously, very, very minor side content spoiler for Jedi Survivor?
Sure.
Question mark?
You're fine.
Boba Fett shows up at a certain point. And obviously Boba Fett and Mando have had crossovers in the TV world. And so perhaps this is what that looks like. Perhaps this is, Respawn making another game in that universe, albeit quite a different one. Whenever I hear about a bounty hunter Star Wars game, I just think fondly back at 1313 and remember the game that never was, and go, well, maybe we're never destined to get one. But it seems like a no-brainer. Uncharted and Star Wars. Let's go. Come on.
So the report is apparently it's going to be developed in first person, and it's in the early stages of its development. Desmond, does this get you excited?
Oh my god, does this get me excited? Imagine the same studio that made Titanfall 2's single player campaign giving me a Mandalorian or a Boba Fett or whatever, a bounty hunter campaign story. Give me that 6 to 8 hour campaign, whatever it is. I don't care. Just put it all in my veins. Oh, man. If we're never getting a Titanfall 3, this is what I want. This is the next best thing for me.
So what are you expecting in this game? You're expecting grappling hooks? You're expecting...
I'm expecting wrist rockets. I'm expecting laser pistols. I'm expecting firing nets at droids that are evil. I'm expecting the whole kit and caboodle. I'm expecting a Titan. Why not? Let's do it. Just a big old robot.
Open world?
No, I think we'll get a linear story for this. I think
this one's rumored to be linear as well.
Yeah, I think this, like I say, Titanfall 2-esque linear single player story with your odd collectibles and lots of fun traversal, that kind of stuff. Just that's all I want from this.
Do you think it's a prequel and therefore does not have Baby Yoda?
I'm fine with that. I don't want Baby Yoda running around. I don't want to have to carry little Baby Yoda.
Okay, so I have a question. This might seem like a stupid question.
Go on, Crash, please.
I thought Mandalorians were the people and not the one character, or was I?
So they are.
You are correct, but in the TV show, The Mandalorian, everybody kind of just refers to him as the Mandalorian. He does have a name, and there are other Mandalorians.
Okay,
but they're like all in hiding, and it's kind of weird. And so
so this game could be a Mandalorian set in current time and not be that character.
Sure.
100%.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Okay.
I'll go.
That would actually be interesting.
Didn't even know any of that information, so.
Because what they did for the Boba Fett series, which very much was a kind of season 2.5 of The Mandalorian, they called it the Book of Boba. And that could be a thing that they lean into and do the book of somebody else, right? Which could be interesting.
Can I pitch you guys a game?
You can. Go for it.
Sure.
Okay. Everyone close your eyes.
Okay.
So the title sequence starts, the Star Wars little scroll, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, it starts. Why is your eyes open? Don't open your eyes.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I've got to produce this thing, but okay, go for it.
And then, so it goes. Da, na, 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 na. No, 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 no.
Where's the title? Where's the speed up a little bit? Fast forward.
I'm getting there. Relax.
Fast forward.
And then all you hear is, Misa, it's me, Jar Jar. Boom, Jar Jar Binks game. There you go.
I'm out. That's going to be a no from me, boss.
Oh.
That's going to be a no from me as well. Matt?
My last hope.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks game. That's what I'm talking about. All right, anyway, next story. Alan Wake 2 is Remedy's fastest selling game of all time. Damn. I mean, I just want to say, I'm not surprised by this. But this news was revealed during Disney's Q1 financial year 24. Thank you. Earning call, and it was announced.
No.
Yeah, what?
Correct.
That's the wrong story.
Correct. That's the wrong story. That's all me.
I didn't wait. I did think I'm not gonna lie to you. I did think, when did Disney buy it into Remedy? But I also thought, it's in front of me. I'm gonna read it.
I respect it. It's like Ron Burgundy. He's like the Ron Burgundy of the podcasting world, everybody.
But I'm going to be honest with you. After hosting the UB thing, yes. If they could have put anything in front of me, I would have been like, I was so locked in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alan Wake 2 is now sold 1.3 million copies. I did think this is totally wrong, but Crash has never steered me wrong before, so I'm just going to go with it.
It's actually factually incorrect where you've pointed out stuff where I put the wrong links and things.
No,
so that is incorrect.
I'm just.
No.
Anyway, 1.3 million copies sold. The game has sold million by the end of 2023, with an additional 300 copies sold in up to February 2024. While Alan Wake 2 isn't profitable yet, the game has made a significant part of its development costs back when it launched in 2023 of October 27th. The quote here we got. Sorry, what?
That's worrying to hear that it's sold that many and is not profitable.
Well, this game hasn't released on Steam, correct? Because it's an Epic
It's not on
exclusive.
Steam.
It's not going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's published.
No physical either.
I wonder if the profitability includes the deal for Epic.
Yeah, I reckon this game is made. I think this game's made its money.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think they're being very. The information that's being put out there, right?
Sold.
It's very, very, yeah. So I think the check they got from Epic to make this game an Epic exclusive was enough to cover what needed to be covered. I think I could be wrong, but the quote we got here is: "We are happy with the start of Alan Wake 2 sales. The price point has also remained at a higher level, and the game has already recouped a significant part of the development and marketing expenses. We will continue to develop the game to serve existing fans and attract new players, and expect the game to continue selling well," says Remedy Entertainment CEO Tero
Vertala.
Tero.
Tero Vertala.
Tero. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. Still, 1.3 still seems low.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, limited market. Only on Epic.
Limited market? Why? What made you say limited market?
Not being on Steam.
Not being on Steam.
There are a large number of gamers who will just not touch this game because it's not on Steam.
Yeah.
I mean, you know from firsthand from your day job that like people will not touch a Ubisoft. They will not touch a Ubisoft game because it's not on Steam. Yes. It's like, you put that, like, if that game eventually comes to Steam, which we know it's not gonna because of who's the publisher partner.
Never say never.
True,
never say never.
true.
Death Stranding came to bloody Xbox Game Pass, mate. Never saw that coming.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. Like, it makes sense that it's not hit the market that they need to right now. But again, we know there's DLC coming. The Night Springs DLC is coming, so that's coming in the future. So hopefully that'll bring more people in. I'm excited for that myself.
Did it win Game of the Year? It didn't, right? Bowls
No.
It won Best Direction.
Yeah, Best Direction.
Okay. I think it won Game of the Year edition.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't have to win Game of the Year to win
nominated.
Game of the Year edition.
Yeah. I mean, everyone puts a Game of the Year version out.
You're a loser if you do that, let's be honest.
You heard it here first.
Borderlands, I'm looking at you. I saw you do that multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you. D-Spawn, guess that game time, baby. Talk to me.
Okay. So Guess That Game, for those that do not know, is our weekly game show where one of the hosts, this week it's me, will be thinking of a game. And the rest of the studio audience, or the guys here.
That's me.
That's you. Have 90 seconds to try and guess that game with yes or no answers. It is up to my discretion if I decide what the answer is. And yeah. What are the scores?
I respect
the score currently sits like this. Crash on 2 points. Me, MC Fixer, on 2 points. D-Spawn on 1 point. And Matt P Video on 0 points.
Big old goose egg.
But yeah, I'm ready to get some points.
You ready?
Yeah,
okay. I'm ready to bring up a timer.
You want to tell us what order we're going in as well?
No.
Yeah.
I'll let you figure it out yourself. No. We will go with Matt first, then Crash, then Fix.
Cool.
Okay. I have the game in front of me. I have the timer in front of me. I'm making sure that you can't see the reflection in either of my glasses or the timer.
You're good.
We are ready to go in 3, 2, go.
Did the game release on this generation of consoles?
No.
Is it an indie game?
No.
Xbox 360 gen?
No.
Xbox One generation?
Yes.
Is it an EA game?
No.
Capcom?
No.
Did it have Connect?
No.
Connect.
Ooh.
I don't know why I said that.
Ubisoft.
Nope.
third-person action game?
It is third person, I believe.
Okay.
Worryingly vague already.
No.
Do you, as the player, kill people or kill anything in the game?
Yes.
Oh.
Anything, Crash?
Action
50
adventure.
seconds.
I don't know.
No.
Action adventure. No.
Is the game a AAA title?
Yes.
That does not fill me with confidence.
I'm going to say mod double A. Let's put it that way. There we go. That's what you get.
Does the game have a sequel?
No.
Is it an exclusive?
Yes.
Okay. Female protagonist?
No. And
Is it
yes.
Xbox first party? Have we already answered that?
Yes.
That does not look confident at all. Male protagonist.
Same. There's not really time's up, but I'll let you all answer one more question because I think you're a bit stuck. I will clarify there is not a singular protagonist.
I got a guess.
Okay.
Interesting.
Not a singular protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Third person game.
Xbox One exclusive.
Xbox
kill
One
people.
exclusive.
I'm gonna.
Or you kill stuff.
Oh,
things get killed.
I think I know what it is.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look.
I think I've got a good guess. Although I'm not sure.
I'm guessing.
actually
So
if it's exclusive.
I'm guessing. No, I'm guessing it's a create your own character. Right? It's got to be. So it can be male or female.
Is that one of your last questions?
Oh, we got one more
yes. Is it a created character?
No.
I had a better question than that.
That removes my.
Okay.
You
That
thought
was my
it was
guess.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I thought that for a while. That is not what I've written down. I actually think I might have it. I know
Okay.
I hate to be this confident because I
Well,
know I'm going to get shot down.
I
But
will-
I think I've got it.
Person.
I will put it out there that Kresh and Matt can ask one more question.
Can you drive a vehicle in the game?
No.
Oh shit. Okay. Never mind.
Wait. I'm going
I
to
ain't got
double
it.
check that because there may be.
The
I don't
Xbox
wanna
One
clar-
had such a limited amount of exclusives. The fact that this was exclusive,
Mhm.
but
No, this has to be wrong. But
I have a guess.
yeah, it can't be that.
Okay.
I've got a guess, but I don't think it's. I mean, we couldn't get a gender now down, which is what confuses me the most.
I think I got it.
Okay.
I'm not
Is
confident
there
anymore.
is there
Well-
any form of multiplayer in the game?
Yes.
Okay, I don't got it. I don't got it anymore.
This is mad.
Wait, round up. Let's go through
Wait.
what we know.
Oh my god. I think I know it.
Okay.
I think I know it.
It's Xbox One
Yep.
exclusive.
Okay. No creator character.
No creator character.
Third person.
Third person, you kill people. And I mean, what else did you ask?
Jesus Christ.
No, it can't be that either.
There was no sequel.
You don't drive a vehicle.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to lock in my original answer and hope that Despawn is wrong in the way he's answered some of these questions.
Okay.
Which is a wild strategy and will not pay off for me in the slightest, but it's all I've got.
Okay. Who wants to go first with their answer?
I think Crash is the most confident and therefore should go first.
You don't say I'm the most confident. But if I'm the most confident, shouldn't I go last?
Yeah, you're
That's
probably
true.
right.
Who's the least confident? By the
Fix,
look
do
of
you even have one you can throw out right now?
No, because it's like no female, no male. I feel like it's like I'm getting so.
to clarify, I can clarify that if you
Do
want me
play
to.
as female? No, I think what
Okay.
it must be. I think it might be stated to K2. And
I'd written State of Decay.
The reason I say that is because you play as male and female characters. Third person does have multiplayer. That's where I'm at. Correct?
Yeah,
What is yours?
I put Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge.
So that will be a point to Crash.
Oh my god.
Let's go. The multiplayer, baby.
Jesus.
Multiplayer,
That
Ninja
game doesn't
Theory.
even exist anymore.
I mean, it still does. You can still play it.
Can you?
Yeah, it's still on Game Pass.
it's
You
on
still
Game
play
I
it.
thought the servers went down.
Nope, they just stopped developing for it.
Oh, interesting.
Let's go. Once the multiplayer one got answered, I was like, it's got to be. That's the only thing.
Gotta be one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Congrats. For it.
Okay. I don't want us to do them one more questions anymore.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's unfair.
X is mad because I got a point ahead of him. If that question had led to him getting it, because we'd be like, I like the one more question when we're solved. That's a great feature.
I have to go on a serious hot streak if I'm going to catch you lot up.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it.
Points are looking like this though. Crash is in the lead with 3 points. I am in second place with 2 points. Despawn is in third place with 1 point. And Matt is still not off the board. He has 0 points and he was here this week. Crazy.
People listening at home right now, tweet at me if you got that right and what clue it was you got it. Like, be legit though, because who's getting that?
I mean,
It's like
Crash got it.
Crash got it. Yeah.
You want to know why I got it? You want to know legit why I got it? We talked about Bleeding Edge earlier.
I know.
Yeah.
We literally mentioned the game. It's the only reason.
I was thinking Killer Instinct.
I will point out though, I picked the game before we mentioned it.
Yeah, he did.
I think your heart dropped a little bit when we mentioned it. Like,
Yeah, a
oh,
little
shit.
bit, a little bit. As soon as you mentioned it, it's like,
Literally, only reason I got it.
You'll
Yeah.
see
Interesting.
Despawn's eyes go wide.
All right, let's jump into Fix a Sack before we get out of here. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit us up in the Discord and ask us questions, or hit us up on Twitter at MCFixer, at CrushNetPlays, at MattPVJ, and at Paul Despawn. Also at my Xbox and me, hashtag MXAM with a question. First one comes in from Anubis, who says, what is the next game on Xbox you're looking forward to? Near future for me is only South Park Snow Day and then Hellblade 2.
Remember that there's a South Park game coming, guys?
I do. I'm excited for it. I am actually excited for it. I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it'll be
interesting
good enough for me to enjoy it, to be honest with you.
I think Anubis answered
THQ,
mine.
Right?
I think it's THQ on it, but it's a different developer from the last one.
Yeah.
I can't have a
Hard
look.
question. Hard question.
I think for me it is Hellblade. Like,
Yeah, me too. I think that's the only real sort of Xbox game that's on my horizon that I'm really excited for. Avowed as well, but I guess we don't have a date on that, so it's hard to get super excited for it.
Vowed is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go with the easy answer like you guys have, I guess. I mean, I'm really looking for. Yeah, I know it's your most looking forward to. I know. I'm really looking forward to State of K when it finally comes. Like, I don't know when that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
Just because we know nothing, right? And we just keep seeing nothing, and it's like I think
we're gonna see something in January.
Do you reckon in January? January's been and gone, mate.
Not January, in
June.
In June. Thank you.
Summer game mess.
Yeah, I'm also excited for Tower of Two Brothers. I actually never played that, so to be able to play that in the remake that comes out this month, 505 published. I'm looking forward to that as well.
I have another answer.
No comment. Go on.
Still Wakes the Deep. Still Wakes the Deep is coming to Game Pass from the Chinese room who previously made Everybody's Gone to the Rapture and Dear Esther and stuff.
I know exactly what my answer is.
What we honest?
Dragon's Dogma.
Oh shit, yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 2. 100% is my most anticipated game.
Yeah,
I think it's coming in the near future.
I took this game as exclusive, but yeah, if not exclusive, I think I agree with Fix. That game looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
I've been watching a couple of videos on that game recently just to try and get up to speed on it. And, it looks good.
Have you guys played the first one? I've never played the first one.
I played like the first 3-4 hours of it.
I bought the first one.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to go back to the first one, but there's so much to play right now that I realistically can't.
Yeah. I can't play the games I've got to play now.
Crash, please don't. I need you to beat games this year, bro.
Leave it in the comments if I should go and play the first Dragon's Dogma, please.
Actually, do you know what? I don't care if you beat anything this year. I can destroy you in Game of the Year conversations if you beat
think
nothing.
so?
Easy.
Okay. I'll play nothing for the rest of the year.
We already know what Game of the Year is, though, and it's the Elden Ring DLC, so.
That's not coming out.
Good point.
Facts.
We're not doing DLC this year.
This year's the year we don't do DLC.
It's going to be such a fight this year. It's going to be fun.
Is it? I don't know
I
about
hope the
fun.
Alan Wake DLC is literally a 10 out of 10 genre defining experience that completely shifts the culture of gaming, just so when it comes to the end of the year, we're like, doesn't matter. It's not even considered. We're not even talking about it on this episode. I don't know why somebody brought it up.
Game of the Year discussion last year was 3 hours.
It's your fault.
Sure.
You were out there fighting for Resident Evil, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With DLC or whatever.
While we just kept pushing and pushing on Cyberpunk. Oh, that game got so high in the list. It was great.
Trenturous, sorry, I've got my Invisalign in this new one, it hurts. Says, Sarah Bond said that Xbox is going to the biggest generation jump we've ever seen. What do you think she meant? Bigger floppy numbers. Thank you. Or some actual technological leap. What new break-in technology are currently on that the Xbox could adopt? It feels like an AI integration is a big thing these days. Is the new Xbox going to incorporate AI somehow? Yes, 100%. Gaming already has AI. Like, it's not like this is a new thing.
Yeah. We had the leaks a while back that they kind of pushed on, like, they talked about some of these things already, like with AI and machine learning and all that kind of stuff coming into the.
Well, they actually didn't speak about any of it, did they?
Well, they didn't speak about it, but the leaks.
Well, they've been investing in AI stuff as well.
Yeah, you get a new Windows laptop, because I had it at work. You get an update to Windows anytime soon. You get the Copilot thing right there on your taskbar. You know, they are going full in on AI. So yeah, I can 100% see like that being a big part of it. I want them to start taking advantage of the cloud stuff that they talked about at the beginning of the series consoles. Like, give us bigger worlds that are built on the cloud. I could see that being the next part.
That since Crackdown, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Seen it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, game of the
decade. Game of the generation.
Yeah. Technical marvel.
Yeah, I really don't know. I did think it was, again, I hate to be the cynical person. I know I'm over what has happened with Xbox at the moment, but I do just take everything that Matt Booty, Sarah Bond, and Phil Spencer says with a pinch of salt at this point. I do think saying things like biggest generational leap and things like that does not help because I generally don't. Again, maybe I'm just too small brained to think about it, but I don't know what they could do that would be that crazy. Like I'm at a point now where I've only just got to 4K monitors. I'm not going up again to 8K. Like I'm not doing that, so that doesn't interest me. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The only things that could be like marketable for me is like instant loading and 4K 60 on everything.
The problem with instant loading is that gets outdated relatively quickly.
Instantly.
Yeah. Because like once you get instant loading, developers are like, oh, we can do more, and then once they do more, it's like that instant loading is gone, right? Because we started the series generation, everything was instant loading, right? And then you get in a year or two, and it's like, well, stuff's not really instant loading anymore.
You know, the only thing that I want from the next generation is an end in all video games to that one bit in every like first person or third person game where you have to kind of like slowly walk through a really tight corridor so it loads the next area. I want that gone.
We promised that for this generation.
I want it gone.
Oh man. That was like the promise for this generation.
That was it.
Matt, you're the tech guy. You're Mr. Techie. Well, what are we getting?
I agree with you that I think this should be taken with a pinch of salt. This is marketing bogus speak, just like 10 teraflops was before and stuff. Like it like how much it will actually impact you as the gamer is yet to be seen. And I struggle to believe that Xbox, based on their sales data from Series S, the way that they're pushing into cloud, all these things, I kind of struggle to believe that they're going to make this massive performance leap that's going to cost you X amount of dollars more. Like, I don't think that's the way they see their business model going. And so, I think more storage is probably very likely. I think maybe you do get a performance upgrade that guarantees you 4K 60 FPS or something. I don't know, but like, I don't know. I don't see this being
the problem with like 4K 60 also is like that also is another thing that gets outdated the deeper you go into a generation, and developers again start doing more and more with their games. I could see some sort of like deeper cloud integration possibly being the thing that they're talking about. But like for the most part, I feel like this was generally a response to like, what about the future of gaming generations? There's like no guarantee for them. I think this response is like, the next one's going to be the biggest leap we've ever seen. Like to sort of be like, hey, we're still around. We're still here in the future.
If anything, I see the big thing that will start taking advantage of is stuff like, the DLSS that we get with NVIDIA cards and things like that. I think there'll be a push into that kind of AI learning and like upscaling and that kind of stuff that makes things just instantly look better.
Yeah.
You know what would be quite good is if the Microsoft Store or Game Pass could actually make decent recommendations, because it's ludicrous. Like when it goes like, hey, you should play Call of Duty because you played Stardew Valley. Go fuck yourself. What do you mean? You have, as bad as Bing is, it's better than this. Surely. Like, come on.
No, because I use Internet Explorer now. Sometimes I find myself using Bing, and I'm like, this is
why did
garbage.
I do this?
This is garbage. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, just while we're trashing Xbox again, because this is what we do now on this podcast.
I don't want to. I really don't want to.
But their
I don't think
image.
we're really trashing them.
We're not. I mean, I'm about to. Their image search function on Bing is one of the
Who gives a
worst.
fuck? We're an Xbox podcast. I don't care about
I
that.
was going to say, we're going way away.
Moving on. Jesus. I think this one is also from Anubis as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It says, something Phil said that really resonated with me is he said something like, quote, we have to keep growing the industry. And right now, there's two separate ways to do that. Either find a way to get more money from the current players or expand your player base. Basically, to me, this was him saying, look, the community doesn't like microtransactions, so this is the alternative. This is the alternative. I really like this statement, and it makes sense to me. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you think there's a third way they didn't mention? Yeah, game prices got to go up in price. I hate to say it.
That's what he's saying, right? That either we get more money out of the players we've got, or we get more players. And bumping games up to $70 or indeed $100, as is being rumored about with GTA.
I don't even think that's being rumored. I feel like that was just a conversation. Just to go on the GTA point real quick, that was just a conversation of like, I don't think they said they want to charge 100, right?
I don't necessarily buy it. I think if anybody could do it, it would be GTA.
Agreed.
And would open the floodgates. But that's a whole separate conversation. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like increasing the price of games is the other way to do it, or you get more players, right? And that's what he's saying by pushing Xbox exclusives like Hi-Fi Rush to other platforms, getting more players on those games, getting more money into the coffers.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I just find it bollocks, if I'm being honest, because the problem I have with the statement is you can say that when your profits are down, but your profits are all up right now. Is the part that I struggle with. And yeah, don't get me wrong, we're seeing PlayStation. I saw a report come out about PlayStation being in a bit of a bad place as well. And we especially on this podcast, are looking over the other side of the industry, I guess, right? You always think that PlayStation's doing amazingly because they're putting out 10 out of 10 games and things like that. Doesn't mean shit if they're not making enough money.
Well, I mean, just to clarify on that, I think it was they wiped out 100 million in share price when they announced that the PlayStation wasn't hitting their numbers that they wanted, and that it was on its downward turn now in its life cycle, which is wild to me. I still can't believe that, like, because I didn't realize how, when you don't actually think about it, like, it's been like 3-4 years since these consoles came out, which is about halfway through a life cycle.
Yeah, games are just taking longer.
Games are taking longer, and our industry has changed drastically, and I think that's the part that we forget about a lot.
Yeah.
I think there was also like a lot of, especially on Sony's side, and I'm sure even internally on Microsoft's side to a degree, a lot of focus on live service games as well that sort of didn't pan out, and stuff needed to get canceled and reshuffled and stuff like that.
Yeah. And there are so many factors to it, right? Like there is also a massive economic element to this, in that you are a publicly traded company. Growth is everything. If you're standing still, you're losing, is the kind of mentality of shareholders and the market, right? And so when he says we're not growing at the moment, there are two ways to grow, that's like a serious concern, is like exponential growth is what is required in that world. And so, yeah, it's a, serious concern, I guess, that they think about.
And I mean, I kind of agree with his mindset on this as it come across. Like, it's very much a case of like, yeah, like we could nickel and dime our existing customer base and be like, here's every game has a microtransaction, or everything has a battle pass, everything has season passes, all these skins, and we could try and get as much money as we want out of the current user base. Or we could look at like, putting the feelers out to other user bases and seeing where we can get the money instead.
I just want to point out they have tried the first method.
Yeah.
If you look at Gears of War microtransactions or Halo microtransactions, those tried bleeding the player base with the price point they were at.
It didn't work.
Right. On top of being like the full priced entry point of $60 for those games.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I was just gonna say, like the subscription model does net you more money per user than the previous model. That's why Office went to that model. That's why everything goes to that model, right? That's why all of our services are going to that model. Because on average, you're going to be better off having the same amount of users paying per product or paying a subscription service. So like they're still doing both, right? They're just trying to angle it to be like, hey, we're the good we're not going to charge you more for your games. We're the good guys. We're giving you a happy subscription service. And then,
You've hit the nail on the head there, Matt. And that's the part that I just don't want to always come on this podcast and be negative about Xbox and be that person. But I do want to remind you, and I hate to say this, Xbox are not your friends. They are just after your money. Like, and I know that, and I'm sure like that's very ironic coming from me, right? Like someone who will get hype over games and jump around and has got Xbox lights in the background and the fridge and all that stuff. Like, just a quick reminder though that like they are there to make money. They're going to say whatever they need to do to spin the word into Anubis. I'm not saying that you're in the wrong for it resonating with you, but yeah, I don't know. I just everything that gets said at the moment. Maybe I'm being that cynical old guy, and I'm sorry if I am. But I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, you guys are making so much money, it's ridiculous. Like,
but back to the early conversation of Phil being the guy who's DMing people. Like, they're trying to not look like that. Whether or not that is how they're acting, or actions speak louder than words, yada yada yada. Like him DMing people, like we said, it makes him the more approachable dude. Yeah. And so when he says stuff like this and you can click and it resonates in your head and goes, oh yeah, that's pro gamer. Big Phil Spencer's pro gamer. Love Phil Spencer. That's what they want out of it, right?
Absolutely.
And it's probably, the truth is, there's somewhere in the middle, right? It's not as cynical as big bad industry, Jeff Bezos just rolling around in all of his money. But it's also not Phil being your bro, jumping into Power World with you and dicking around.
Still playing Power World with us?
I'm sure he's tried Power World. I'm sure he fucking loves it.
Oh, he was 100%. Yeah, I think as you said there, it's definitely a middle ground. I think Xbox recognize that they've got that goodwill with the community in so much as like the friendly nature of it all. And I genuinely don't think they'd want to do anything because that has got so much power behind it in marketing and just in general. Like, I don't think they'd want to risk that by being like, oh yeah, no, we don't want to nickel and dime you, and then full on nickel and diming us anyway. Like, I think unless they had to, like, it comes from higher up that they need to hit certain points. Like, I think they'd want to protect that whole thing of like, give the community the best experience that we can without ripping them off.
They've tried to rip us off. That's why.
Well,
as a Gears player, like that, what one was it? It was 4?
It was 4. 4 and 5 both had
4 was so egregious.
Because 4 had, I think 4 was the one where they had like something you could roll for characters. And you could get repeat characters in it, repeat skins.
I remember Mackie being like, "Yeah, I spent $500 on this," and I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Let's do one more before we get out of it, boys, shall we? Top Lift says, given the amount of time AAA games are taken to make nowadays, do you think we will see fewer first-party game releases and a shorter generation of consoles going forward? From Top Lift 91. Matt?
Yes to the first one.
Fresh?
I
Please.
apologize.
Please, no, please.
Yes to the first one, maybe to the second one. I think they'll try shorter generations to see how it's perceived. But I think we'll definitely keep getting like the pros and stuff like that, or stuff that they might internally be like, this is a new generation. We might just not label it as a new generation or whatever the case is.
Do you think the generations are dead? Do you think like we will see Xbox come out in June? Talk about the new console, and that is the new Xbox, and we won't even know it. They won't market it as the new Xbox, especially with them coming out being a ecosystem.
Xbox wise, for sure, 100%. I think that'll be the move for them that they'll want to do. I think generations are still like a necessity right now, so I don't think they'll completely drop it just yet.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think on both sides, I think they want to get away from generation specific. I think if anything, they want to get, like say, that into that ecosystem mindset and focus more on the software than the hardware. Get into that kind of like the PC side of it. I think we'll see a massive push from them both to go into PC. I think there'll still be a console space and it'll be a huge one. But I think,
are you saying like first party PCs, or are you saying like
no,
so
like
people get games on PCs?
Get games on PC. They won't be releasing first party PCs. No, they'll be pushing their software into the PC space more because there's a bigger market there. They don't have to worry about making the hardware for that. There is already like defined people to do that. And again, it's that whole thing, I think, of not anytime soon, but long term in the future, after this specific generation and the next one, maybe. I think the future is just going to be them both being publishers, and the hardware on their side will be like an optional bonus rather than like the dedicated platform of choice.
Interesting.
Like I know. Sorry, I was just going to say, like, I know we got angry. Well, I know not angry, but like I know we weren't happy with the business update. But like having been a week away from it and thinking about it, I think it's starting to make sense to me. Like,
no, look, the business of it has always made sense. Let's not confuse the two. Like, I've always understood the business side of it. It's the gaming side of it. But like I say, I think we are just in a very different industry than we was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like, I look at Xbox now like they're Apple, right? Like they're going to come out with a new Xbox, and we'll see the Xbox One will be supported up to a certain point, and then someone will turn that on one day. They won't make a big deal out of it, but they will turn that on one day, and they'll go, "This game is not compatible on your Xbox One." Just like you would do with an iPhone. Like you can go back and they're not saying you can't use the iPhone. Like you can go and use your old iPhones and stuff like that. But there are certain apps on that app store that are not compatible and they will not work. And I think that's what we're looking at with Xbox now. From a business point of view, it makes more sense than cut off, especially when we know that they lose money on hardware, right? Cut off point and everyone moves to the new one and do that again and again and again and again. No.
But again, I think that's kind of why they're pushing into the cloud space.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
Because, like you say, you have an Xbox One that can cloud play games. Like I do it downstairs. I've got the One X set up on my TV downstairs, and if there's a game that I want to play like in the modern consoles that isn't available because it can't run on the Series X, you can still stream it on the One X through the cloud option. And I think that'll be the future for them. Of like, we'll give you a box that, again, I think we talked about it like last year. Well, we didn't, you did, but like I think there was a talk about it last year where there was rumors of a cloud dongle, as it were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that is genuinely going to be the future, where there will just be a cloud dongle that will, or you'll have a smart TV app.
Well, yeah, we're past it. It's smart TV app now.
I don't think it'll be a future. I don't think it will be like the only way to play games ever.
No, I don't think it'll be the only way, but I think it'll be like, I think for those that don't want to buy don't want to buy a PC or don't want to buy whatever the specific console is at the time, will just be just cloud stream it through the app.
I think you'll still get the dongle, even though like I think smart TV will be a bigger push, only because like not all smart TVs have access to all apps, and that's when you're like, you have that smart TV.
Is way better than asking someone to buy a whole new TV.
Yeah, Yeah,
I think it'll
agree
be
with
a
that.
feature on the box of the TV that's like, oh,
Yes.
this comes with xCloud or whatever.
It's also
Will it be the you get the Dolby logo, you'll get the Xbox logo. Like this TV supports it's a smart TV that also has the Xbox logo, and then eventually there'll be a PlayStation logo as well.
it's also just low cost hardware to create. So why wouldn't you just try and get it into more people's homes?
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with that sentiment. Interesting, you talked about having less and less first party games. I think we've seen that start to happen already. As games get much more expensive to make and take longer to make, it's harder to bet on brand new first party IP. That's why we've been seeing so many remakes. Look at your Resident Evil 4s or your even Shadow of the Colossus if you want to go further back and stuff like that. Like they're just more guaranteed money makers, and they're less production time because you've kind of done pre-production or a lot of it.
Last of Us.
So I think we've already started to see that. Yeah, another example. We've already started to see a lot of that. I think we'll see more of it. We had a discussion about whether or not Xbox should be leaning into more remakes on last week's Extra. So go check it out.
Let's plug the plug and get ourselves out of here. Crash, what you want to plug this week?
My Xbox Me Extras. If you guys don't listen to that and you guys only listen to this podcast, it's a lot more of a chill conversation. We do the agree or disagree that we've done for the past 2 weeks. It's a fun segment. The whole show's more relaxed. We talk about stuff outside of Xbox as well. You guys should go check that out if you haven't, because it is a good watch or listen.
Matt?
You've got to go to the YouTube channel. You've got to hit subscribe. You've got to hit the bell, because that'll notify you when we're going live, as we are more and more frequently, and most importantly, going live, starting our Baldur's Gate campaign this Saturday midday for UK people. Convert it on your time zone. Maybe ask Bing to do it for you.
No, don't ask Bing. Ask
Bang,
Google.
I'll give it
Ask
all the
Google,
time.
please.
Yeah, as Google.
D-Spawn?
I'm gonna say the YouTube and the Twitch. I am gonna be streaming a game tomorrow. Well, as of recording tomorrow, so Wednesday, that is not on Xbox. Shockingly.
What?
Yeah, I have been granted access to Pacific Drive, which is a PC and Steam, and I will be playing that tomorrow. So yeah, thank you to the wonderful team over at Kepler for that. But yeah.
Nice. Okie dokie.
Although I suppose-
I heard really good things from people I know who've played it.
Yep,
Very good. Reviews came out today.
Very good. Yeah.
Mostly-
I
mostly
would
good.
say tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, I mean as of recording tomorrow. So if
It'll be
you
up
are,
on VOD. If
yeah,
you didn't
go
catch it
go
live.
check it out on go check it out on the YouTube and the Twitch.
Yeah,
It was
you can
great.
find me- You can find me. It was amazing. You can find me everywhere at MC Fixer. Big thing to plug this week, I guess. Twitch. If you're not following me on Twitch, I'm very, 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 very close. Less than 100 followers away from 15,000, which is crazy. If I'm honest with you, because I remember when I started this and I only had 1,000 or 100. So yeah, and also go check out the My Xbox and Me Twitch channel as well. We're doing, like Matt said, we are doing a lot more live content. You're probably guaranteed at least 3 to 4 streams now a week, with Baldur's Gate being the Mondays. So yeah, if you're into live content, and again, we're playing Baldur's Gate very differently than just sit down play video game. We're going to try and do some actual D&D role playing while we play it, and then also keep an eye out and ears open for the exact date for our big 12-hour live stream, where we got a bunch of goals and some forfeits that we'll be doing, and that should be a good old time. Hopefully happen in the beginning of next month. So yeah, keep your eyes open. Until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Goodbyes.